Hello everyone, welcome to my video on an important Python Tkinter project. In this video, we will write a program to encrypt and decrypt password, and we will use MySQL database to manipulate our data. So first of all, you have to install MySQL database with MySQL Workbench. If you need a guideline, so I will provide a video link in description. You can use that link for your help in installation of MySQL database. So first of all, we have to open MySQL Workbench. So here I will open MySQL Workbench. Okay, so I will open it, and after a small while, then it will be opened. So I will maximize it. Okay, now I have to click this local instance. Okay, so next I have to enter my password. This is the same password which was created while you were installing your MySQL database. Okay, so here I have to provide my own password and you will enter your own. Okay, so now here we can create new database by using this query, create database, and then you can use any name for your database. For example, I can create with name password. Okay, passwords. So I have to click this execute button. So in the result, this database with name passwords will be created. Okay, but if you have already database and you have to connect with that existing database, then you have to remove this query and then click this database button and choose this first option, connect to database. Okay, so here enter your database name, and my database name is record. Okay, so now I have successfully connected with my database with name REC. I will record. Okay, so here I have to create a table in my record database. Okay, so here I will use this query create table, and this table will for password, encryption, decryption. You can use any name, or even you can use for employee. Okay, so this is our employee table, and here I have to provide some columns. Okay, so here I will create columns. So first column should ID. Okay, so employee ID emp underscore id, and its type can integer or string type. So I will use int. Okay, and here I will assign a size 5. Okay, then name. Okay, employee name, and here its type should be varchar. Okay, and then here I will enter the name of user. Okay, or employee. So here its range should 15. Okay, this is its size. And next, this was name, and here I will use designation. Desig. Okay, in short desig, and this is for designation, and this is also varchar. Okay, and I will set size 15. Okay, and then here this was name, designation, and then address. Okay, address, and it is also varchar type. Okay, and its size should 20. Okay, and next I will create a column for password. Okay, password or pw. Okay, pw is enough, and here its type should varchar. Okay, varchar, and its size I will assign 15. Okay, now you can see this is our employee ID, and its type is integer. Name with type varchar, I mean string type. Okay, this is designation. So designation is also string type, and then address is also string type, and then password, this is also string type. Only our employee ID is integer type. Okay, so these are total I think 6, 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, and 5 columns. So these are 5 columns. Okay, so now I have to execute a query, this query, to create this table. So I will click this execute button, and in the result our table with name employee is created successfully. Okay, so now we have to start our Python code. So I will open or create a new folder but I have already a folder with name Python projects in new volume E. Okay, so I will open it. This is Python projects folder, and these are some existing files in this folder, but you have to ignore them. Okay, because we have to create new file inside this folder. Okay, so here I have to open command prompt. Okay, so in the address bar I have clicked or I have selected it, and now I will type cmd. Okay, so by using this command prompt I have to open VS Code, I mean Visual Studio Code, and this Visual Studio Code will be used as a code editor for our Python project. Okay, so I will enter a command line, that is code space dot. This is a command line to open VS Code. So I will press enter key, and now you can see this is our VS Code. Okay, I will close this welcome file. Sorry, I have to close this. Python projects not responding. Okay, so now I have to click on this option Explorer. So these are our existing files, but you have to ignore them once again. And now we have to create new file. So I have to click this new file button, and here I will provide any name to my file, and this can employ. Okay, .py. Py is extension for our Python. Okay, so now here you can see this icon for Python is also added here when I have used this .py extension. Okay, so now I will press enter key, and here this is our file name employ.py. Okay, so I will collapse it, and now here I have to define a class. Okay, so first of all I have to create a class. Okay, so I can use any name. For example, I can use name employee. Okay, and here I will use colon. So this is our class with name employee. Okay, so next I have to define a constructor for this employee class. Okay, so for this I will use def keyword to define a constructor, then double underscore, and in it or initiate, and again double underscore, and then pair of parentheses. Okay, and here I have to pass two arguments. First is self. This self is object. Okay, and this is necessary, but second is optional. I mean you can use any name for other parameter. Okay, so here I will use root, and this is commonly used with name this root. Okay, you can use any other name, but we use commonly this root. Okay, so next I have to initialize this self root. Okay, so self dot root. Okay, if here you will use for example master. Okay, then here you have to use self dot master. Okay, so this is self dot root, and I have to initialize it with a root. Okay, so now we have to create object for this class. Okay, and then we have to create main window. Okay, so here first I will create a main window. So root, and then here first of all I have to import Tkinter. Okay, so here I will import Tkinter as Tk. This Tk is a alias. Okay, you can use any other character or name for this alias. Okay, but we use commonly this Tk, so I am also using this Tk. Now by using this Tk I will access main window from Tk. Okay, so this Tk is the main window. Okay, and this is object for this, and here we have initialized this self dot root with this root. Okay, that is object for this our main window. Okay, so next here I have to create object for my class. So obj, you can use any other character or string, and then employ. Okay, this is class name, and here I will pass root as a parameter. Okay, and then here I have to access our main loop. Now we can use this root to access any method from Tkinter. Okay, so here root. Okay, dot main loop. Now I am accessing this main loop. What is the main loop? It works like a main function, and as you know that main function is used to handle or execute. Sorry, it is main loop is used to execute our project, and it also handles all the events in our project. Okay, so it will work as a main our main function. Okay, so this is main loop. So next I have to set a title for my this main window class. Sorry, main window. Okay, so here I will use self dot root. Okay, and then I will access a method that is title. Okay, so now here I will set a title. So our title should encrypt and decrypt. Okay, encrypt and decrypt. Okay, so this is our title. And next here I want to execute our project, so I will save it and then I will execute it. Okay, so now we will see what will happen and what is our output. So this is our output in the form of our main window, and this is our title encrypt and decrypt, and this is our main window, and its size is very small. We have to create it according to the size of our screen. Okay, so first I will get size of our screen, and as you know that a size contains width and height. Okay, so here I will close it and then I will close this. Okay, and next, okay, next I have to get width and height of my screen. So first I will declare a global variable. Okay, so self dot width, this is a global variable. If you will remove self dot from here, then this width is a local variable. But I have to declare it globally, okay? Because I have to use this global variable inside different functions. If it is not global, then I cannot use it inside different functions, okay? And if I have to use it inside functions, then I have to declare it globally. So I have declared it globally, and now I have to get width of my screen self dot root, and now I will access winfo method. This winfo method is used to get information of any widget. Okay, so I have to get information of width of screen. Okay, so winfo underscore screen width. Okay, it will return us width of our screen, and we will assign this value to this global variable. Okay, so in the same way I have to get height. Okay, so self dot height, this is a global variable. Okay, and now here I have to use the same method self dot root dot winfo underscore screen height. Now this is screen height whose information is required. Okay, and now I will assign this value to self dot height variable. Okay, so I will go next, and I have to use geometry method to set size of this window. Okay, so here I will use geometry method self dot root, and now I will access geometry method. Okay, geometry method, and now I have to set size of this main window. Okay, so how can I set? I will use formatting string. What is formatting string? It can carry string value and variable value at a time. Okay, so here I will use variable value, that is width. Okay, so here I have to use pair of curly braces. Okay, if I have to use a value of any variable, so here I will use self dot width. Okay, this is our variable, and we will use value of this variable here. Okay, and now this is part of our string. Okay, so width by height, here I have to get height self dot height. Okay, and now I have to start this main window from first row, so plus 0, and first column of first row, so again plus 0. Okay, so now I will save it. So now we have set the size of this main window according to size or width of height of our screen. Okay, I will save it and then I will execute it, and now you will see the output. Okay, we will wait. So now This is our output, and this is our title, encrypt and decrypt, and this is our main window. And now its size is according to width and height of our screen. Okay, so I will close it, and now I will create a label inside this main window. Okay, I will close this and also this. Okay, so I have to set a label for a big title. So here this is our title object. Okay, and now I have to create label tk dot label. So label is widget of Tkinter. So I have to access it by using this tk. Okay, tk and dot operator. We are accessing label from Tkinter. Okay, so now we have accessed this label from Tkinter, and now I have to create this label inside our root window or main window. Okay, so self dot root, this is for our main window. Okay, so I will create this label or title inside our root or main window, and now I have to set a text for this label. Okay, so I will set text according to our project, and our project is encrypt and decrypt password. Okay, or password. Okay, encryption and decryption. Okay, decryption. This is our title, and then here I have to set a border for this widget. Okay, I can do this by using BD or border property. You can use one of these two properties. I will choose BD, and here I will set a size of 4. Okay, for border, and then I will use relief property. Okay, we can set a style for border by using this relief property, and I can choose from these 6 options. So I will use raised, groove, flat, or any other. Okay, I should use this raised. Okay, you can use any other value. This is just a style. Okay, so next, this is style, and now I can change also background color. Okay, so I will use BG. Okay, here you can see two properties, BG or background. You can choose any of these two properties. So I will choose BG, and here I will use color name. So I want to set it, for example, I can set it brown. Okay, brown. So this is background color of our this label widget. Okay, now I can set font size, font style, and font family also. Okay, so here this is font property. I will use font property to change styles for fonts. Okay, so here I have used a tuple because I have to assign more than one values for the same property. Okay, if you are going to assign different or more than one values for the one property, then you have to use this tuple. Otherwise, this is a single value, then you do not need for tuple. Okay, so this is single value. So here I have not used any tuple, but here for font family, font property, I have to pass more than one values. So here I am using a tuple. So here, first of all, I have to define font family. So I will choose elephant. Okay, elephant, and you can use any other family. For example, Roman reigns, Arial, and extra. Okay. So next, here I have to set a size. I will choose 40. And now I have to set a style for our this font. For example, I can set it italic. Okay, italic. You can choose underline or bold also. Okay, so this is all about our this widget label. So these are styles. Okay, so these all are styles, and we can also change our font color. For example, by default font color is black. We can change it into white. So here I will use FG or foreground. Okay, so this is FG and this is foreground. I will choose FG property, and here I will use white. Okay, and here I will use a comma. Okay, so this is background color brown, and this is font color. white. Okay, and now I have to set its position. Okay, and I have to create it. So how can I create it? I will use title, and then I will use pack method. Okay, I will access this pack method. We can use three methods. First is pack, second is place, and third is grid. Okay, now I am using pack method, and I will explain about it, and then when we will use other, then I will also explain about them. Okay, so here this is pack method, and why I am using this pack method, because this pack method provides us site property. Okay, and we can set a specific site for our widget. For example, bottom, left, right, or top. Okay, I will create this widget in the top of our main window. Okay, so now I will save it, and then I will execute it to show you output. So here you can see this is our uh, output. Okay, password encrypt and decrypt. Okay, so now here you can see that this our encrypt, but this is not elephant. I think I have any problem in spelling. Okay, so I will see. So now here you can see this label widget is not filled in x-axis or horizontally. I have to fill it in x-axis from left to right. Okay, so I will use fill property for this. Okay, I will close this. Okay, and here I will use fill property. I will use comma and then fill property, and I have to fill it in x-axis. Okay, so it will be filled horizontally, and here I have to use elephant. Okay, this is spelling mistake. I will use and. Okay, now I will save it, and then I will execute it. Okay, and now you can see this new style is applied. Okay, and this is also filled in x-axis. Okay, password encryption and decryption. Okay, so this is our title, this is our background color, this is our font color, and you can change font color, background color, and border styles and border size. Okay, so next I have to create two frames. One here to for sign up or login, and other to print information of our student or employee or any other person. Okay, I will close this, and also I will close this. Okay, now I have to create two frames. So here I will comment it. Okay, so this is first is our for example, this is for uh, sign up and login. So here we can say that this is our add frame. Okay, add frame, because we have to add a person. Okay, add frame. So here I have to create add frame. So first I will create object. Okay, add frame, and then, or you can say first frame. Okay, so here I will use tk dot frame. So frame is widget of tkinter, so we have to access it by using tk and dot operator. Okay, so now I have to create it in our root window. Okay, and now I have to set a border size by using bd property. Okay, bd, and then I have to assign a value to border property. I have assigned 5, and next I have to set a style for border. So here I have to use a relief property, and I will choose a reddish. Okay, and then I have to use a BG property for background. So here you can create a background. So like we have used here color name, brown, white, and other, and also you can use a function for it. Okay, and then you will assign a value, numeric value, and you will get a new color. Okay, so you do not need to remember names of colors. Okay, so here I will define a small function. This will return us only single line. Okay, so function name I have used CLR, I mean color, and then here I have to pass some arguments. One is self object for object. Okay, and then R for red, G for green, and B for blue. Okay, now I will use colon and next. This function will return us a formatting string. Okay, so here I have to use hexadecimal colors. Okay, so here I will use first is red. Okay, red 2 sorry 02 x, and then for green G 02 x, and for blue I will use B and 02 x. Okay, 02x. Now I will call this function here. Okay, self dot color, and here I have to assign a numeric value. Okay, numeric value for red, and a numeric value for green, and a numeric value for blue. Okay, and now you will confuse that what is the range of colors. Okay, or this numeric values. So a range is from 0 to 255. Okay, so here if I have to use red in maximum quantity, so here I will enter maximum value for red. Okay, and if I have to use green in minimum quantity, so here I will use small value for green. Okay, for example 120 only. Okay, and then here or even I can use 100 only. Okay, you can use 50, 20, 30, and extra. Okay, and here for blue I want to use medium quantity of this color. Okay, so here I will use 180. Okay, you can change these values. Okay, of course you can change. Okay, so next I have to uh, create it, and I have to define its width and height. So here I will use add frame dot place. Now I am using place method. Okay, why I am using this place method? Because this place method provides us with property, and we can set a width of this frame. Okay, for example I can set a 300 value for width, and for height I will use height property, and I will assign 500 to height property, and we can also set a padding of this frame. Okay, for this I will use x. Okay, this is our horizontal padding. Okay, from left to right. So here I will assign 50. Okay, and then y, this is for vertical, I mean from left sorry top to bottom. Okay, so this is here I will use 100. Okay, and now I will save it, and then I will execute it to show you output. So this is our frame. Okay, this is a combination of our uh, red, whose value is 240. Okay, and green, whose values is 100, and blue, whose value is I think 180. Okay, I can change these values, and in the result our background color will be changed. Okay, so now I have to increase width and height of this frame. Okay, so we can change values. For example, here I have used 300 for width. I can also use 400, and I can use also an other method to create width of this frame. Okay, what is this other method? Here I will use variable that contains total width of our screen. Okay, sorry. Okay, self dot width. So what is this self dot width? This is a global variable that was declared here, that is containing width of our screen. Okay, so here I have used the same variable that contains width of our screen. So this is the total width, and now I have to divide it by 2 in the same way. Here I will use height, self dot height. This is the total height, and I will decrease some value from total height. I have decreased 180. Okay, you can decrease value according to your requirement, but I have decreased 180 pixels from total height, and here I have divided total width by 2. Okay, so now it will half of total width of our screen. I will save it and then I will execute it, and now in the output you will see a new frame. Okay, so this is our frame whose height is uh, 180 less than total height. Okay, this is 180 less than, and this is padding 100. Okay, from here to here. Okay, and this is 50 pixel padding for x-axis from here to here, and this is total width. Okay, so what was value of width? This was total width divided by 2, and I can also divide it by 3 to decrease width of this frame. Okay, so here I will close this, and also I will close this, and now I will divide it by 3. Okay, to decrease width of that frame. So I will execute, and now I will show you output. Now this is our frame. Okay, so its size is 1/3 of our screen. Okay, or screen size. So this is our first frame. In the same way, I have to create one more frame after this existing frame, okay, or this add frame. So this will be created to show details of person. So here I will comment out it, okay. So this is our detail frame. So here I will create frame with name get frame. Okay, this is our object for frame. So tk dot frame. Okay, and then self dot root, because I have to create it in our main window, and then I will set its border. Okay, by using bd property. Okay, I will assign value 5, and then I will use a relief property. I will choose a reddish. You can choose any other style also. And here I will use bg property to set a background color. And here I will call color function. Okay, color function. And here now I will decrease this value and this value, and I will use maximum value for green. Okay, so here I will use 100, okay, for red, and 240 for green, and 180 for blue. Okay, so this is background color, and I will use again this detail frame dot place method, and I have told you that this place method provides us with property, and here I will use self dot with, this is value for with property, and now I will divide it by 2. Okay, and then it provides us height property, and I will set same value for height that was used for add frame. Okay, self dot height minus 180. Okay, and for padding I will use this x property. Okay, and I have to assign value for this padding. Okay, 50, and now I will use y, and here I will use 100 for y property. Okay, now I will save it, and then I will execute it. Okay, I have to remove this f that was typed accidentally, and now I will execute it. Okay, so this is our second frame, but where is our first frame? So this second frame is overridden on our add frame. So here we have a problem in assigning value for x property. Okay, so here I have to close it, and then I will close it. Okay, so now I have to increase the value for this x property in our detail frame. Okay, so here first I will get value according to width of our add frame. So self dot width divided by 3. Okay, this is width of our add frame. Okay, so this is a value. Okay, in fact this is a value, and now I will add 100 pixels in it. Okay, 50 for first padding, and 50 for a padding between these two frames. Okay, I will save it, and then I will execute it. Okay, and now here you can see this is our result of increasing value. Okay, for x-axis. So this we have used plus 100. 100 was for this padding, 50 for this, and 50 for this. And we have used self dot width divided by 3, that was used for this width. Okay. So now this total value is from here to here. Now I do not know that what is the actual value. This is 400, 300, but I have used this trick and handled our problem. Okay. So I have to increase. Okay. So sorry, I have to increase padding because I have to set these frames in the center. Okay. Here padding is minimum. Okay, or less than this padding. Okay. So I should increase padding for them. Okay. Here I will use 70, and here I will add this. Okay, previous this was 100, now I will add 140. Okay, now I will save it and then I will execute it to show you output. Okay, now it is perfect. Okay, it is in the center of our screen or main window. Okay, so here I have to create some buttons. First for sign up, second for sign in, and third for closing this main window. Okay, I will close this and this. Okay, so now we have to work inside our add frame. Okay, so here I have to create some widgets inside our this add frame. So in fact these are buttons. So here I have to create first button for sign up. Okay, so here this is sign up. Okay, s up. Okay, button, sign up button, and here I have to use tk dot button. Okay, and now I have to create this button inside our add frame. Okay, so here I will use add frame. Okay, and next I have to set a text on this button, that is a sign up. Okay, sign up. So here we will click this button and we can sign up. Okay, and next I have to set a width for this button. I will set 20. Okay, by using width property, and then here I can use border. Okay, by using bd property I will use 3, and I can also set a style for border, so I will use erased. Okay, and next here I can use font styles by using font property. Okay, so here I have to pass values in tuple because I have to assign more than one values. So first is font family, I will use Arial. Okay, and next here I have to set size, font size 20, and I will set them bold. Okay, you can use any other style, for example elephant, Roman reigns, and other. Okay, and you can use here uh, other value, for example 30, 15, 10, according to your requirement, and you can also change style. Okay, so here this is sign up button, sign up button dot. Now I have to use grid method. Okay, this is in fact a layout. Okay, and as you know that grid layout contains rows and columns. So here it provides us row property, and I have to create this button in first row and first column of first row. Okay, and then I can set padding by using pad x property. Okay, and here I have to assign a value. For example, here I can set 30. Okay, and then for vertical padding, I have to choose pad y, and now I can assign value 40. Okay, so this is our one button, and in the same way, I have to create two more buttons. This is for sign up button, and now this will for sign in button. Okay, sign in button, and here I will use tk dot button, and I will copy all these properties along with their values to save your time, and then I will paste it inside this button. Okay, and now I have to change only this text value. Okay, this is sign in. Okay, and then I have to set its position by using grid uh, layout. Okay, so sign in button. Okay, dot grid, and as you know that it contains or it provides us row property, and here I have to create it in second row. Okay, and first column of second row, and pad x should 30 and pad y should 40. Okay, in the same way I have to create one more button to close the window. Okay, close button, and here I will use tk dot button. Okay, sorry, tk dot button, and here I will create it inside our add frame. Okay, sorry, I can paste copied value. Okay, now I have to change only this text value. Okay, so this is to close window. Okay, close window or close is enough. Okay, and other things will remain same, and here I have to set its position close button. Okay, close button dot grid, and here I have to use row number. It will be created in third row, and column, first column of third row, and pad x value 30, and for pad y value 40. Okay, now I will save it, and now I will execute it to show you output. Okay, and in the output you will able to see that what have happened. Okay, so now here you can see these are our three buttons. Okay, and here I can increase padding for pad y. Okay, so here I should increase value for pad y property. Okay, so here where we have used pad y, I will select this. Okay, where pad y is equal to 40. Okay, only this will be selected, and then I will press Control plus Shift plus L. Now all these properties, those are with value 40, are selected. Okay, now I have to increase them. Here I can use 60. Okay, now I will save it, and then I will execute it once again. Okay, and now let us see. Now this is perfect. This is sign up button, sign in button, and this is button to close the main window. Okay, and now here we can print information of a person. For example, here I will click sign in button. Okay, and then I will enter ID of a person and password of a person. Then all these information is correct. Then we will print information of that employee or student or person. Okay, so here we have to create a table inside this frame. Okay, so I will close it, and also I will close it. So now I have to work inside our detail frame. So I will go inside this frame. Okay, and now first of all I have to set a title in our detail frame that it is printing details of person. Okay, so here I have to set a title. Okay, this is title object for label. Okay, so here tk dot label, we have to access it, and now I have to create it in our detail frame. Okay, detail frame, and I have to set text. So here I can set any text. For example, this is person details. Okay, person details, this is our uh, title. Okay, and next here I can also change background color, but I will set same background color, that is background color of our frame. Okay, so I will copy this along with its property, and I will paste it right here. Okay, so now background color is same, and our this foreground or font color will black, because we are not changing this foreground or font color. And then here we will use font property. Okay, and here I will use elephant. I think elephant is better. Okay, elephant, and then here I will use 30, and I will set it italic or bold. Okay, now I have changed style for this title. Okay, and I will go next, and here I have to set its side. Okay, so this is title dot pack, because pack method provides us set property, and I have to create this widget or label in the top of this frame, and we have to fill it in x-axis. Okay, so use fill property and choose x. Okay, so now I will save it and then I will execute it to show you this title. Okay, so this is person details, our title. So here we have to create a frame, okay, that will carry a table, because we have to print information of person in that table. So I will close this and also this. Okay, and I will go next. Okay, so for this I will define another function by using def keyword, and this is tab function. Okay, and I will pass self as a parameter that will used as an object. Okay, and next, so this will object for this tab function. Okay, so next here I have to create a frame first. Okay, because we have to create a frame for our table. So this should our tab frame. Okay, and here I will create a frame tk dot frame, and I have to create it in our detail frame. Okay, detail frame, but this is an error, because detail frame is a local object and we cannot use it inside this other function. Okay, so we have to declare it globally first. So I will select this detail frame and I will press Ctrl plus Shift plus L. Now all detail frame are selected, and now I have to add self dot with them. Okay, so next, here I have to set a border by using BD property, and I will use value 4, and I will choose the relief property to set a style, and I will use sunken. Okay, and next I can use also background color, so I will use BG property, and here I will assign a static value that is cyan. Okay, and next I have to set its position, sorry, width, height and position. So here I have to use place method, because place method provides us width and height property. Okay, so tab frame dot place. Okay, and here I have to use width property, and now I have to assign a value for width of this frame. So now we have to create this frame inside our detail frame. So first I will copy this width of our detail frame. Okay, I will copy this and I will paste this inside this widget. Okay, so now this is width of our frame, and I have to decrease some value from it. Okay, because we have to create it inside detail frame, so its size should be decreased. Okay, so I will decrease 40. Okay, and in the same way I have to use height property, and now I have to copy this value. Okay, that is value of height in our detail frame. So I will paste it here, and now I will decrease some more pixels. Okay, so this was 180, and now I should decrease to 60. Okay, so now this is less value from our detail frame. Okay, and now here I have to use a comma, and then I have to use x property to set its padding. So I will assign 17. Okay, you can assign also 20, 18 according to your requirement, and then I will use verb property, and here I will assign 70 or 80. Okay, so now I have to save it, and then I will execute it to show you this new created frame. So we will see. So here our frame is not visible. Sorry, we have to call the function inside our this function. Okay, this detail frame. So this is a function. So this frame will be created when our function will be called. Okay, so here we have to call this function self dot tab function. Okay, so now I will save it and then I will execute it once again. Okay, so here you can see now this is our for new frame. Okay, whose background color is cyan and its height is large, and we have to decrease it. Okay, so here I have to decrease its height. Okay, so I have to decrease this also. This was 780. I will use 70, and now here I will try 280. Okay, now I will save it and then I will execute it. Okay, and now let us see. Okay, now this is perfect. Okay, so this is 70 padding from here, and this is 17 padding. Okay, and this is total height of this frame. Okay, so now we have successfully created this frame. Now I have to create scroll bars in this frame. Okay, because we have to move it from left to right, or from right to left, and from top to bottom and bottom to top. Okay, so we have to use scroll bars for this. Okay, so I have to create them. I will close this, and also I will close the terminal, and I will go next inside our tab function. So here I have to declare object for scroll. Okay, this is X scroll. You can use any other name for this object. Okay, so here I have to access scroll bar from Tkinter. So I have used Tk and dot operator, and now I will use scroll bar. Okay, now I have to create this scroll bar inside our tab frame, and then here I have to use orient property. Okay, to set its layout. So I have to create it horizontally. Okay, so here I will choose horizontal value. Okay, so now I have to set its specific side in the top, bottom, left, or right. So here I will use X scroll, and as you know that pack method provides us side property. Okay, and now I have to create it inside in the bottom. Okay, and now I have to fill it in x-axis. Okay, so next I have to create one more scroll bar uh, in uh, in the right side. Okay, so here I will use y underscore scroll. Okay, and tk dot scroll bar, and then I have to create it in tab frame, and I have to choose orient property, and I have to set its layout vertical. Okay, and one scroll, and now dot pack, because I have to set its side, and side should right. You can create also in left side, but I have created in right side. Okay, so next I have to fill it in y-axis. Okay, so now I will save it and then I will execute it to show you the scroll bars in our tab frame. Okay, so these are our scroll bars. These are also our scroll bars. Okay, so now I have to create table here. Okay, that will print, or that will carry information of a person. Okay, if the person is student or employee, so next I think that is the employee, because we have created table with the name employee. Okay, so now I have to create a table. For this I have to declare object for table. Okay, so self dot table, this is object, and then ttk, I have to use ttk, but this is an error because still we have to import it. Okay, from tkinter import ttk. Okay, now we can use ttk here. So ttk dot, now we have to access tree view widget. Okay, so this is tree view. In fact, the name of widget is tree view, and we can say it as table. Okay, so this is tree view, and now I have to create this inside our tab frame. Okay, and then here I have to use X scroll command. Okay, because we have to set these scroll bars with it. Okay, so X scroll command, and then I will use this X scroll dot set. Okay, so we have to set size of this scroll bar according to columns of this tree view. Okay, or table widget. So now I have also used was scroll command, and now we will set was scroll with it. Okay, was scroll dot set. Okay, so now as you know that a table contains columns. Okay, so here I will use columns property, and we have to create some columns inside this tree view. So as you know that we have to assign more than one values for this column property. So I have used tuple. Okay, so first column was for id. Okay, second is for name, and third is for I think designation. Okay, designation, and fourth was for address. Okay, address, and last one was for password. Okay, so these are our 5 columns. Okay, so the name are different from our columns in our database. Okay, so here you can use any value for your columns. Okay, so next here I have to pack this method. I have to use pack method. Okay, self dot table. Okay, table, sorry, this is set. I have to use self. Okay, self dot table. Okay, dot pack. I have to use pack method, and this pack method provide us fill property, and we have to fill it in both sides. Okay, and then here I have to use expand property. Okay, and I will assign value 1, so it will be completely filled. Okay, in our this tab frame. So now I will save it, and then I will execute it to show you output. Okay, so here you can see this is our output. Okay, so this is size of our scroll bar according to size of our columns or number of our columns. Okay, so these are our columns, first, second, third, and so on. But you cannot see any text value here because still we have to set headings for these columns. Okay, I will close this, and also this. I will go next. Okay, so here I will go next, and here I will use self dot table dot heading. I have to access heading method. So first is our ID. Okay, here I will use employee ID. Sorry, here I have to use text property because I have to set a text for this column, ID column. Okay, so this is employee ID. Okay, so I will copy this, and I will paste this 5 times. Okay, I will copy it, and now I will paste it, and second time, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay, so now this was ID. I have to replace it with name. Okay, so this is employee name. Okay, employee name, and now next is designation. I will remove it, and this is desig. Okay, so here I will remove it. Okay, and designation. Okay, and next one is for address. Okay, address, and here employee address. Okay, employee address, and last one is for password. Okay, so here password, and I can also skip it if you do not want to print your passwords in your tree view widget, so you can skip it, but I want to show. So here this is employee password. Okay, or here I can type passwords. Okay, so now these are our columns. I will save it, and then I will execute it to show you output, but we have any exception, invalid, index PW. Okay, why is this invalid? PW here, P was capital. I have to use lowercase, and I will save it, and now I will try to execute it once again, and now here you can see this is our preview or table. So employee ID, employee name, and I will move it, but our columns are not moving from left to right and right to left. Okay, so we have to configure this scroll bar. Okay, so we have to configure it, and also we have to remove this empty column. So first we will remove this empty column. Okay, so here I will use self dot table. Okay, dot, sorry, not dot, square brackets, and then show. We have to show only headings. Okay, headings. So it will show only heading or only those columns which contains headings. Okay, so next we have to configure scroll bars. Okay, so here x scroll, okay, dot configure. So here I have to use command property, and then here I have to use self, okay, dot table. This is widget for tree view, and now we have to set x view. I mean, when this will be moved, then our columns will move in x axis. Okay, so here I have to use x view. Okay, and in the same way I have to use y scroll dot configure. Okay, configure, and I have to use command property and self dot table dot y view. Okay, it will move our columns. Okay, not our, sorry, rows. Sorry, it will move our rows from top to bottom and bottom to top. Okay, and this will move our columns from left to right and right to left. Okay, so here I will save it, and then I will execute it to show you output. And now our empty column is removed, and now we can move them. Okay, because we have no any row, that's why this is inactive. Okay, so this is not active. When we will add multiple rows in our tables, then it will active, and we can move these rows up, sorry, top to bottom and bottom to top. And now we have columns, so this is active, and we can move our columns. Okay, so now we have to make functional our sign up button. Okay, so when we will click sign up button, here we will open new frame. Okay, and in that frame we will insert all information of a person or employee. Okay, for example, employee name, id, address, password, and extra. Okay, so we will make functional this sign up button. So for this I will close this main window and terminal. Now we have to create a frame that will be called when we will click our sign up button. Okay, so here I will define another function. Okay, so when this function will be called, then this frame will be created. Okay, so here this is a sign up frame. Okay, sign up, okay, or SUP, sign up frame. You can use any name for your function, and self as a parameter and column. Okay, so now we have to create a frame. Okay, so here I will use self because it should a global object for frame. Okay, so self dot, so it should SUP frame, okay, or sign up frame. So self dot, this is the same name, we should change it. Okay, SU frame, sign up frame. Okay, so here I will create a frame tk dot frame, and then here I have to define that where we have to create this frame. Okay, we have to create this frame in our main or root window. Okay, so self dot root, and here we have to define its border by using bd property, and I will choose 4. Okay, and then I will choose a relief property, and here I will choose a reddish. You can choose different style, and next I have to set a background color. So here I will call, first I will use bg property, and then I will call this color function self dot color. Okay, and now I have to assign values for every color. For example, now I want to increase blue shade. Okay, so here I will set red 100, green 150, and 240 for blue. Okay, so now this is a new color combination. So next, I have to create this frame and I have to set its width and height. So I will use self.su frame. Okay, dot. Now I will use place method, and as you know that place method provide us this width property. Okay, so now I have to set a width, or I have to assign a value to this width property. Okay, so I will assign value in this way: self dot width. This is the total width of our screen, and I will divide it by 3. Okay, so you can add some pixels with it, or also you can remove some pixels from it. Okay, so I think this is enough. Self dot width divided by 3. This will 1/3 of total width of screen. And in the same way, I have to set height of this frame. So height, I will use self dot height global variable that contains total height of our screen, and I will decrease some values from it. Okay, minus 200. Okay, and then here I have to use X for horizontal padding, and I will assign. So first I will use self dot width divided by 3. This is the size of our add frame. Okay, and I will add 140 with it. Okay, this is the same value that was assigned to our frame detail frame. Okay, for padding. So here I will use a comma, and then I will use y property, and I will assign I think 110. Okay, or 120. So I have assigned this value. Now this frame is created, and next I have to create some input fields in it with their labels. Okay, so first is for ID label. First is a label. So we have to create this label before our input field. Okay, so here I will use tk dot label. This is the widget of Tkinter, and then I have to create it in our self dot sign up frame. Okay, self dot su frame, and then here I have to set a text. Okay, so what is the text? Enter ID. Okay, or user ID. You can add anything. I can use user ID or employee ID. You can type anything. Okay, so next I will use a comma, and here I have to use a background color by using BG or background property. So here I will assign a value. So here I will use the same background color that was used for this frame. Okay, I will copy this code and I will paste it right here. So now this is background color, and then I will set font styles, font size, and font family. So here I will choose Arial. Okay, and then this is font family, and now I will set 15, and then I will choose bold style. Okay, so now I will go next. This was for fonts. So label, and this label includes or contains this text value user ID, and background color is same as used for our frame sign up frame, and font style is here. Okay, so now I will go next, and I have to set its position or layout. Okay, ID label, and then dot grid, and as you know that grid, this is a layout that contains rows and columns. So first I will choose row property, and I have to create this label in first row. Okay, and first column of first row, and then I have to set its padding by using pad x property. We use x in place method for padding, and inside grid method we use pad x for padding. Okay, and pad y for vertical padding. So here I will assign a value 30. I think 20 is enough. Okay, and pad y I will use 30. Okay, I think this will enough, or I can set 25. Okay, now I will go next. Okay, and I have to create input field. Sorry, here I have to create input field, or this name of this input field is entry widget. Okay, so here I have to get id. So I will declare a global object for it. Okay, self dot id, you can consider it as a uh, variable, global variable that will contain value inserted in this input field. Okay, so self dot id, now this is global and we can use it inside different functions to retrieve value inserted in this input field. Okay, so here I will use tk dot entry. This is our input field and we will create this input field in our sign up frame. Okay, self, sorry, self dot su frame. Okay, next I have to define its width. Okay, I will set width 18, sorry, 18, and next I have to set a small border for it by using bd property, and I will assign value 2. And next I can uh, change font styles by using font property, and here I will choose Arial. Okay, this first letter is not necessary to set it capital, you can use lowercase too. Okay, and next I will set its size, I will set 15, and then I will set also bold. Okay, so next I have to set its layout, so self dot id. Okay, and then here tk, sorry, dot grid, I have to use grid, and row number I have to define the row, so row will remain same, I mean first row, but column will be changed and I will assign 1, I mean for second value. Now this is second column of first row. Okay, so padding I will assign 10 value, and for pad y I will assign same 25. Okay, so now we have successfully created one frame and a label with input field in it. Okay, so now if you are confused that what we are doing, then I can show you output that what is this process or procedure. I will save it, and now I will call this function sup frame. So I will call this function. Where is our sign up button? This is sign up button. Here I will use command property, and now I will bind, or I will call this function when this sign up button will be clicked. Okay, so name of function is su self dot su frame. Sorry, no, I think sup frame. Okay, sup frame. This is name of function. Here you can see, yes, name of function is sup frame. You have to call this function, not this frame. Okay, so for to save you from confusion, I can use here function. Okay, super frame function, and also here I have to add this function here. Okay, fun. Okay, so now I will save it and then I will execute it to show you output. So it will make clear your concept. So here I will click sign up button and this frame is created. Okay, so now this is user ID and this is input field where we have to enter our ID. Okay, so when we will click sign up button, then this frame will be created. Okay, and here we will insert our user ID, then user name, user designation, user address, and user password. Okay, so we have to create such fields after it. Okay, so now I will close this window and terminal. Okay, so now I will go next. I think now your concept is clear that what we were doing. Okay, so here I will define an other label. So this is for name. Okay, name label, and here I will use tk dot label and then self dot su frame, because we have to create it inside this frame. Okay, even I can copy all these values from here. Okay, so I will copy all these properties along with their values. I will copy this and now I will paste them here. Okay, and now only I have to change this text value user name. Okay, so previous was id, now this is name, and in the same way I have to set its layout. So name label dot grid, and grid provides us row property. Now we have to create the second label in second row and first column of second row. Okay, and now I have to set padding by using pad X, and I will assign 20, and for pad Y I will use 25. Okay, and in the same way I have to create input field. So this should self dot name. Okay, and here I will create tk dot entry, and now I can copy all these values from here. Okay, I will copy this code, and now I will paste this here. Okay, so now I have to set its layout too. So here I will use self dot name, okay, dot grid, and now row number is second and column number is also second. I mean second column of second row, and padding for x-axis should 10, okay, and pad y should 25. Okay, so next here I have to get designation of employee. Okay, so here designation label, and now here I will use tk dot label. So now I will copy all these values from here. Okay, I will I will select this first. Okay, I have selected, and now I will copy, and then here I will paste. Okay, so now I will change. Here I will change this text value. I will use designation. Okay, so now I have to set its layout. Okay, so now designation label dot grid, and here I have to use row property, and now it will be created in third row and first column of third row. Pad x should 20 and pad y should 25. Okay, sorry, and now I have to create input field. So this should self dot designation. Now this is a global. Okay, so here I have to use tk dot entry. Okay, and now I will copy these values from here. Okay, and now I will paste them here. Okay, so next I have to set its layout. So it should self dot designation dot grid, and here I will use row number. So row is third and column is second, and pad x is 10. Okay, and pad y is 25. Sorry, 25. So next we have to get address. Okay, so this is address label, and here tk dot label, and now I will copy all this code from here. Okay, and then I will paste it inside our next label widget. Okay, so now I will change this value. So this should address. Okay, address, and now I have to set its layout. So address label dot grid, and it will be created in our fourth row. Okay, and first column of fourth row, and pad x 20, pad y 25. Okay, I will go next, and this should address label. Okay, self dot address, sorry, self dot address, and tk dot entry. Process will remain same. We will copy this code from here. Okay, and after selecting it we will copy, and then we will paste. So now I have to set its layout. Okay, self dot address dot grid, and row number fourth, column second, pad x 10, pad y 25. Okay, so next in the last we have to get password. Okay, so here we will use pw label object, and then tk dot label, and now I will copy this code from here. First I will select. Okay, after selecting it, now I will copy, and then I will paste. Okay, sorry, once again I will copy, Okay, I will select it. Okay, after selecting, I will copy and then I will paste. Okay, now I have to change this text value, and here we have to get password. Okay, password. And now next I have to set its layout. So password label dot grid, and now row number should fifth and column should first, pad x 20 and pad y 25. Okay, next I have to use self dot password and then tk dot entry, and here I will copy again this code, and now I will paste it. Okay, now I will paste it here. So next, sorry, this is extra parenthesis, and I will go next. Okay, and here I will use self dot password. Okay, password dot grid. Okay, and row number for fifth, and column should second. Okay, pad x value 10, and for pad y value 25. Okay, so now we have created all the input fields with their labels. Now in the last I have to create a button. Okay, so here I will create button. This will OK button. Okay, OK button, and then tk dot button, and now here I have to create this button inside our sign up frame. So self dot sign up frame. Okay, I will set a text on this button. So this should enter or sign up. Sign up is better. Okay, sorry, sign up. Okay, so next I have to set its width. I will set 20, and then I will choose border. Okay, BD property, and I will set 3. I will choose a relief property. To set a style, I will choose erased, and then I will set font style. Okay, so it should Arial, and its size should 20, and I will set it bold. Okay, so next, so this is for font that will be uh, printed on button. Okay, so this is style for fonts on button. So next, OK button dot grid. Okay, and then row number should sixth. Okay, and column should first column, and pad x I will assign 30. Okay, 30, and pad y I will use 30. Okay, so now I have completed all the input fields and a button and labels for input fields. Okay, I will save it and then I will execute it to show you output. Okay, so now I will click sign up. Okay, these are all labels and a button, but input fields are not visible. So why they are not visible? Because of this button. Okay, because this button is occupying a large space in this frame. Okay, so it starts from here and ends here. Okay, and this is padding for this button 30 pixels. Okay, and this column starts from here and ends here. Okay, so now second column will go outside this frame. Okay, so how to solve this problem? We will merge two columns for this sign up button. Okay, then everything will uh, in its place. Okay, so I will close it, and then here only I have to merge two columns using column span property. Okay, now I have merged two columns. Now we will see once again. I will execute it, and now I will click sign up, and now you can see everything is fine, and now every input field is in its place. Okay, so now here this is our frame. We will enter user ID, username, designation, address, and password, and then we will click sign up button. Okay, so when we will click this sign up button, we have to add or insert all this information from user ID to address as it is in the uh, our database. Okay, or table in our database. But we have to change password, or I can say we have to encrypt our password. Okay, I mean I will enter 123456. So it will be encrypted. Okay, so our password will be changed, and we will save that changed password in our database. Okay, so let us start next procedure. I will close it, and also I will close the terminal, and I will go next. Okay, so here I will define another function. So this will sign up function. Okay, the sign up function. Okay, and here I will pass self as a parameter, and I will use a colon here, and now I have to get all these values. Okay, as you know that these are values will be inserted: user ID, name, this designation, address, and password, and we will get all this information inside this function. Okay, so here first we have to get ID. I will declare a local variable. Okay, now this ID is a local variable inside this function. Okay, so next we have to get ID from this input field. Okay, and as you know that this is a global object or variable. Okay, so we can use it inside other function. Okay, so here I will use self dot id. If we will remove this self id from here, then we cannot call this id inside this sign up function. Okay, so self dot id, and now we have to use or call a method that is get method or function. Okay, so in this way we will get inserted value in this input field where object is self dot id and self dot id is here. Okay, for this input field, so we will get information or value from this input field, and then we will assign this value to this local variable id. Okay, so in the same way we have to get name. Okay, self dot name dot get. Okay, and next here I have to get designation. Okay, designation self dot designation dot get. Okay, and next I have to get address and self dot address dot get. Okay, and next I have to get password. Okay, so password and self dot pw password dot get. Okay, so now we have to set a condition that if all the input fields are initialized or user have inserted values in input field, then okay. Otherwise a user skipped any input field, then we have to print a warning or error message that please fill all input fields first. Okay, so here I will use if condition, and then here I will check that if id is initialized or not. Okay, and name is initialized if user have inserted value in this input field where object is self.id. Okay, if a user have inserted value, then this id is initialized. Okay, because here we were getting value from that input field and we were assigning value to this variable. Okay, now here we are checking that if this id is initialized, it means that user have inserted value in this input field. Otherwise, if it is not initialized, then user have skipped and we will print error. Okay, so in the same way we have to check all these local variables that if these are initialized or not. Okay, so if id and name and designation and address and password. Okay, or if all these are initialized, then okay. Otherwise, we will use else and we will print error message by using message box. But first we have to import message box from Tkinter. Okay, here from Tkinter import message box. Okay, now we can use this message box. Okay, so tk dot message box dot show. It have some fields. This is show error. Okay, show error. here we will set a title for this message box. Okay, so in fact this is a message box, but its purposes are different. Okay, so it can be used to show error, it can be used to show warning, and also it can be used to show a success message or information. Okay, so it will print or throw error. Okay, show error, and here we will set a title. Title is error, and then we will use comma, and here we will print a string that please, okay, please fill all input fields. Okay, this message will be printed if user skips any input field. Okay, if he does not skip any input field, then we will go inside this if condition. Okay, so now first we have to uh, convert type of this id from string to integer. Okay, now this its type is string because input fields return us a value in type string. Okay, so by default their type is string, and here we have to convert id into integer because we have integer type column in our database. Okay, so here we have to uh, create a variable, okay, id int, and then we have to convert this value that exists in id into integer. So here we will call int function, and here I will pass id. Okay, so this int function will convert value of this id variable into integer, and then we will assign this converted value into this id underscore int variable. Okay, now we will go next. Okay, now what we have to do, first we have to change or encrypt our password. Okay, so here I will encrypt password, so encrypted encrypted. This is a new variable that will carry this new value. Okay, then here we will use empty space and dot, I will call dot join function. Okay, so this join function will combine all characters in the same string. Okay, so that's why I am using join method to join all characters. Okay, and next here I have to use chr for character. Okay, and then inside this character I will use a tuple, and here I will use ord. Okay, ordinal. So I will want to define everything about these functions. This character, this character function converts value from numeric value to character. For example, a is on 65 number in ASCII set. Okay, here we have to use ASCII set. So it converts uh, ASCII sets to character. For example, our A is on number 65, so this will convert from 65 to A. Okay, and this ORD, that is ordinal function, it converts from character to its corresponding numeric value, that is 65 for A. Okay, if our character is A, okay, it will convert into A. Okay, and here we will use a variable value that will contain a character. Okay, because we have to convert character into its ASCII number. Okay, and then here I will initialize it later, and now I will add 3 with it. Why I am adding? I will get next third value or character. I will explain. For example, here I will use A. Okay, A, and as you know that in ASCII set, ASCII character set, we have value 65. Okay, here this is a rough work, don't worry about it, so I will remove it. Okay, so this A is equal to 65. Okay, now we are adding 3 with it, now it will become, okay, I will remove all this later. Okay, so here next after adding 3 characters, this should 68. Okay, and 65 contains A, 66 will contain B, 67 will contain D, A, B, C, sorry, C, and 68 will contain 18, sorry, D. Okay, so this A will be replaced with D. Okay, so in this way we are trying to encrypt our code. Okay, so here I will use a character or a variable that will carry a character. Okay, and here we have to use modulo. Okay, with 256. So this procedure will bind the characters in range of 256. Okay, because we have total 256 characters in our ASCII character set. Okay, so our Unicode character set. So it will bind in this range. Okay, so next here we have to use a for loop. Okay, so here we will use for, and here I will use a local variable char and then in. Okay, and we will get value from password pw. Okay, so in first iteration, if we have 5 characters in our password, so this for loop will execute 5 times. Okay, so in first iteration, for example, I have inserted password 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so in first iteration, here here I have to use char. Okay, char. So now in first iteration here is 1. Okay, and we will add third value with 1, it will become 4. Okay, it will become 4 in first iteration, and we will assign this value to this encrypted variable. In second iteration, here will 2. Okay, so now value of character is 2 in second iteration of this for loop. Okay, so it will convert it or replace it with next third value or third number. So this converted number or replaced number will be assigned to this encrypted. Okay, so in the same way we will encrypt all the string in new form. Okay, or we will replace new numbers with previous numbers. Okay, so next this process is completed, and now we have to insert all these values, okay, in our database. So first we have to connect with database. For this I will use a function. Okay, so here I will define new function, so def, and then here this should database function, and here I will pass self as a parameter, and I will go next. Okay, so here first I will declare object for connection self.con. Okay, and now I will use py mysql. Okay, so this is an error because still I have to import it. So I will import, okay, py mysql. Okay, so if you have installed py mysql database, and you have installed extension of py mysql, then you can use it easily. If you have installed uh, mysql database but you have not installed extension, then you will open terminal. Okay, and then new terminal. Okay, so first you will install or set up database, and then you will execute a command line in this terminal, that is pip install. Okay, py mysql. This is command line to install extension. Okay, so it will be installed and you can use it easily anywhere in your project. Okay, so now I have used py mysql, py_mysql. Okay, so error is removed. Now I have to access connect method. Okay, so connect method, now we have to connect with database using this method. So here I have to pass some arguments. So first I will choose this host property, and I have to define my host, and by default my host is local host. If you have not changed your local host, then you will type local host. Okay, and then user, so user, here by default user is root. Okay, and next you will use password. Okay, password property, and here you will enter your own password. Okay, and now here I will use database, and here you will enter name of your own database. Okay, so next here I have to define another object for cursor, because we have to access cursor from this py_mysql. Okay, so here I will use this object self.connection, and I will access cursor. Okay, so now I have these two objects, this for connection and this for cursor. Okay, so now we will use this function inside this sign up function. Okay, so we have to call it. So here I will call it, but first I should use try method. Okay, sorry, try block, try, and here I will use accept. Okay, accept. I will recommend you to always use this try and accept block. Okay, accept, exception as e. You can use any other character or string instead of this e. So now we have to print a message. If any exception is catched, then we have to print that catched exception. Okay, so here I will use tk dot message box. Okay, message box dot show error, and here I will set title. Okay, error. Okay, and then here I will use formatting string. Okay, so I will use here error. No, this is part of our string, and then I will print value in e. Okay, so this will print error message if it catch any exception. Okay, so now we will go inside this try block, and here I will call this function self dot database function. Okay, database function. Now I can call this cursor or access cursor self dot connect, sorry, cursor dot execute. Now I have to access execute method, because this execute method is used to execute queries. Okay, so I think you know about these queries, execute and cursor. I mean, you know better about database. Okay, so this is a query. So query is insert. Okay, because we have to insert values in our database. Insert into. So into, and where we have to insert in employee. Okay, employee table, and here we have to define columns name which will contain or carry these information. First is employee ID. Okay, employee ID. Second is name. Third is designation. Fourth is address, and fifth is password. I can show you. Okay, so employee ID, name, desig, I have executed this select all from employee, this query, and in the result I have these columns name. Okay, employee ID, name, designation, address, and password, but still we have not inserted any row in this table. Okay, so now these are columns, and now we have to insert values in these columns. Okay, so here I will use placeholders for every column. So we have 5 columns, so I will define here 5 placeholders. Okay, these are 5 placeholders, and now we have to replace these placeholders with actual values. Okay, so here I will pass values in tuple. So first column is employee ID. So here I will insert ID. Okay, ID underscore int, because this is integer type. Okay, and next name. So it is a name variable. Here you can see name, designation, address, password. Okay, and for password we will use this variable encrypted. Okay, so now we will insert encrypted password in our database. Okay, name, next is desig, and next is address, and last one is encrypted. Okay, we will insert encrypted password in our database, not actual password. Okay, so here I want to tell one more thing, that you can use here 4, 5 and anything. Okay, so I will uh, shift it with or shift to next third character. Okay, you can shift it to next fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth according to your desire. Okay, so I am shifting to next third character. Okay, so here I have inserted all values in these placeholders here. Okay, here this placeholder will be replaced with these actual values, and now I have to commit it. Okay, self dot connection dot commit. This commit is very necessary if you have to make any change in your database. Okay, for example, we have to insert new row in database. Now this is a change in your database, so you have to commit it. Okay, so if you have to delete anything from your database, then also this is a change in database, so you have to commit it. And also if you have to update any value for any column, okay, so this is also a change in database, so you have to commit it. But if you have to select any value to retrieve or for reading purpose, okay, then you have not to commit it. Okay, so here this is committed, and now I will print a message that this employee is added or registered successfully. Okay, so here I will use tk dot message box dot show info. Now I will define its type show info, and here I will set title success. Okay, and now I will use formatting string, and here I will type that employee. Okay, employee. Here I can also print name of employee that is in name variable. Okay, registered, sorry, registered successfully. Okay, successfully. So this message will be printed. So here we will print name. Okay, so name is in this name variable, as you know. So after printing this message, we have to destroy our frame, that is sign up frame. So here I will define a function that will destroy our sign up frame. So we have to destroy our frame. So here I will define a function by using def keyword, and this is destroy frame, and here I will pass self as an argument, and here I will use colon, and now I have to use self dot sign up frame dot destroy. So we will destroy it. So I will call this destroy frame function when this message will be printed. Okay, so it means that our entry was successful, and now we have to destroy our frame. Okay, so here I will use uh, this function self dot destroy frame. Okay, destroy frame. So also I have to destroy it when we will face any error. Okay, so also here we have to print this error. Sorry, we have to destroy this frame when any exception is printed. Okay, so we will destroy it. Okay, so now everything is fine. Now just we have to print this information in our tree view widget or table. Okay, in our detail frame. So next I have to use self dot table. So this is object for our preview. So we have to delete if it contains any value. Okay, so we will all values. So static to select all, self, this is to select all from self dot table, and we will get all children, get children. It means that this will get all values from all columns. Okay, values in columns are children. Okay, so it will select all children, and then it will delete them. Okay, so now we will insert new value in this table. Okay, so for this we have to get value or information from our table, sorry, our database. Okay, so here I will execute query self dot cursor dot execute and now I have to use select query. Select all from employee where id, okay, where id is equal placeholder, and here we will replace placeholder with id that is in id underscore int, okay. So here id underscore int, okay. So we are using or executing this query that will select all from employee table, where now we are filtering a specific employee, okay. We are not selecting all employees in our table, we are selecting only single or one employee from our table, and we will print or select, sorry, here we are selecting, and we will select all information that selected employee, okay. So it will return us a whole row. So we will assign this row in our local list, okay. So here I have declared a list. Now this will a list, okay, with name row. So here I will fetch this row from database. So self.cursor.fetch one, okay, because this will a single row, okay. So row self.cursor.fetch1, it will fetch a single row, okay, and then we will insert this row in our tree view widget or table in our detail frame, okay. So here I will use self.table dot insert, and here I will use empty space, okay, a white space, and then here tk dot end, it will return us last value in our table, and then I will use values property, and I will assign row to this values, okay. So this is the whole row, and we will assign this whole row to this values, okay. So this row will be printed in our tree view or table in detail frame, okay. So now this is completed, and here we will call this message, okay, sorry, function, that is sign up function, and we will call it here when our sign up button in our sign up frame, okay, will be clicked, okay. Here I will use command property and then self dot sign up function, okay, and then I will use a comma. So I will save it, and then I will execute it. So if we have no any error, and we have not any error, so now I will click sign up button, and here I will enter id 123 4, okay, or 123, you can add anything, or even you can use 101, okay, and name, here you can add any name, for example David, okay, and designation I will skip it, and I will enter address Washington, okay, Washington USA. So here I will enter password. So password I will enter 101, okay, ABC. So this is my password, and also I will use sharp sign, okay. So now it should encrypt it, but first it should print a error message, okay. So I will click sign up button. So please fill all input fields because we skipped input field, okay, this input field of designation. I will click OK, and now here I will enter value for designation. So here I will enter manager, okay. So now I will click sign up button and employ David. Here you can see name was David, registered successfully. So here I will print, click OK. So unknown column ID, sorry, here I have uh, error. So this is incorrect ID name, okay. Row is inserted, but here you can see this is error because we have inserted incorrect name for a column. I will click OK, and now I will close it, and also I will close this, and now here where is our select query, okay, this is select query, okay. So here name was employee ID, okay, emp underscore id. Now I will save it, and then again I will execute it. Okay, and now you can see this is output. I will click sign up, and now this should 102. Okay, and here I will enter name Smith. Okay, and designation I will enter clerk. Okay, sorry, clerk, and here address I will use California, USA. Okay, and then password I will enter 102. Okay, and B, C, and D. Okay, so I will click sign up. When I will click sign up, and our message box will be appeared, then it should destroy. Okay, so I will click sign up button. Now this is employee Samith registered successfully. When I will click OK, it should destroy. So I will click OK, and it is destroyed. Okay, now information of this 102 employee with ID 102 is printed. So ID is 102, name is Samith. This it's sorry, his designation is clerk, and it is from California, USA, and now this is encrypted password. Okay, as you know that we have inserted 102. Now this is not 102, and we have inserted BCD, and this is not BCD. Okay, so this is an encrypted password. Okay, so in this way we have successfully encrypted this password, and now I have to make functional this sign up. When we will click this sign up button, then a frame will be appeared, and we will enter user ID and password, and we will click OK button, and then we will get this password from this row, and we will decrypt it. Okay, so in this way, we will bring it back to its original position. Okay, then we will compare with user or employee entered password, and if it is correct, then we will print a message or success message that you have entered successfully in this management system. Okay, so now I have to make it functional. So I will close this and also this terminal. Now here I will create a new frame. So after this database function or before database function, anywhere you can define a function. So here I will define function with name sign in frame. Okay. So now I have to create a frame sign in of employee. Okay. So here I will pass self, and then here I will use column. So I will go next, and here I have to create a frame, and also here I should type function with it. Okay, so now I have to copy this code from here. Okay, so I will copy all this code that was created for sign up frame. Okay, so I will copy this all code, and now I will paste it inside this sign in frame. Okay, and after pasting the code, now I have to remove some code from here, because we have to use only user ID, employee ID, and password. Okay, so I will remove other things from here. Okay, like name and designation, address, and other. Okay, so I will remove all this from here. So now we have only two input field. One is ID. Okay, second is password. So here I will make a little change in it. So it should self.id in. Okay, and it should password in. Okay, id self.id in, because we have to change this object from this previous one. Okay, so now this is id in. Now it should password in. Okay, you can use any other word. So password in and id in. Okay, so now I will remove this function call code from here. Okay, so now this is completed. So this is new frame. Okay, frame name is same, but we have changed these input fields. Okay, and then here I will define another function. So this should sign in function. Okay, so here I will pass self as a parameter, and I will go next. Okay, so now here I have to change the text. Okay, now this is sign in, and also I have to change rows. Okay, so for example, for ID, sorry, I will close this first. Okay, so this ID is in first row, so it should in second row. Okay, so it should in second row, it also should in second row, and it this button should in third row. Okay, and then I have to decrease height of frame. So this was height. Okay, so now here I will decrease 300 pixel or 350 100 pixel from total height. Okay, so now I will go inside this new created function, and here first I will get this ID and password. Okay, so here I will use ID. Okay, this is local variable name, and then I will get, but first I will convert it into integer. So I will call int function, and now here I will use self dot id in. Okay, id in dot get. So now we will get this value from user, and we will convert it into integer because id is integer in our database, and we will assign it to this local id variable. So now we have to get password. Okay, so password, and here we will get password self dot password in. Okay, dot get. So here I will use get method. Okay, so now next, here I have to use try block. Okay, try and accept block. So here I will use accept exception as E. Okay, and now I can copy this statement from here. Sorry, this statement. Okay, from here, and then I will paste it right here. Okay, sorry, here. So now we will catch any exception if it occurs. And next, here I have to call our database function. So self dot database function. Okay, and we will execute a query. Okay, so self dot cursor dot execute, and we have to execute query that select. Okay, so now we have to select our password. Okay, select password where, sorry, from, here we have to use from employee, this is table name. So select password from employer. Now we are selecting only single column that contains password. Okay, so now we have to filter where employee id is equal placeholder. Okay, and we will replace it with id, the variable that contains or carrying this value. Okay, so next, this is only query to select a column. So here we do not use commit method. Okay, so next, here I have to get this value. So here I will declare a local list. Okay, and then here we will use self dot cursor, sorry, cursor dot fetch one. We will get one row. Okay, fetch one, and here we will check condition that if id is correct or incorrect. Okay, if row, if it is correct, then this row will contain password. Otherwise we will print message that this is incorrect id. Okay, so here I will use else, and here I will use tk dot message box dot show error, and then here I will set a title error. So this is our title, and then here I will print a string that please insert valid id. Okay, so here I will use please enter a valid id. Okay, or employee id, a valid employee id. Okay, so this message will be printed if id is incorrect. Okay, if it is correct, then we will get a value in row, and then here we have to compare user entered password with this saved password, but we have to decrypt it. Okay, so here I will declare a variable decrypted. Okay, decrypted, and here I will use a white space, and then I will call join method that will join or combine all characters, and here I will use character. This will uh, turn from value integer to character. Okay, so here, or I can say that it will convert from ASCII number to character. Okay, so here I will use a tuple, and inside this tuple I will use uh, ordinal. Okay, ordinal, and inside this ordinal I will use character. Still I have to declare this variable. That's why this is an error. Okay, and now I will use minus sign and then 3, because we have added with next 3. Okay, here you can see, here we have used plus 3. Where is our sign up frame, sign in frame? Okay, sign up frame, sorry, sign frame. And where is our sign up function? Here you can see, previous we were shifting forward, now we have to shift backward. Okay, with 3 values. Okay, so here I have used minus 3, so it will return us the original uh, entered password. So here we have to get modulo and then 256. Okay, this will bind it in a range, and then here I have to use for loop. Okay, for char in id, sorry, password. Okay, so now in first iteration, it will get first character, and then it will shift 3 characters backward. Okay, and then it will be assigned to this descripted variable. Okay, and so it can be used as a uh, array. Okay, but I think this is join method. Yes, this is join method, and this creates a string. So this is a variable that will carry a string. Okay, so in first iteration it will shift first character 3 characters backward. Okay, and so on in next iterations. So this is encrypted, and now we have to compare this encrypted password with user entered password. Okay, so now if, okay, user entered password, here I have in this pw variable. Okay, if password equal encrypted. Okay, decrypted, here this is decrypted. So now this is decrypted. This password is decrypted, that is assigned to decrypted variable. Okay, so we have to compare user entered password with it. Okay, so if it is correct, then okay. Otherwise, we will print message by using else. Okay, so inside this else, I will print this message. I will copy this from here, and now I will paste it right here. So now here, please enter a valid employee password. Here I will type password. Okay, so now if it is successfully matched, then here we have to print message, or we can print information in our table, and also we can print error message that welcome to our management system. Okay, and other extra string. So here I will use tk dot message box. Okay, message box dot show info. Okay, it will print information, and here we will set a title success, and then we will use comma, and here I will use formatting string, and then I will print message that welcome Mr. or Mrs. Okay, Mr. or Mrs. And then we will print name of employee. Okay, that exists. But first we should select name also. Okay, so here I think this is password. We are selecting password, and also we have to select password. Okay, sorry, this is password, and we have to select name column. Okay, and here, sorry, here we have another problem. Here we should use, okay, in row and first index of row. Okay, here we have to use first index of row because here we have selected two indexes. Okay, one is password and second is name, and we have assigned this row to this row list. Okay, and now in first index it is carrying password. Okay, so this is first index. Okay, so first character from this first index will be assigned here. Okay, and we will shift it backward with three characters, and then we will assign this character to this string, sorry, variable. Okay, so here we have to use row and second index of this row. Okay, so here I will use second. Okay, so now here password is in first index and name is in second index. Okay, so this message will be printed, and then we will destroy our frame. Okay, so here I will call destroy function because destroy function is same for both frames. Okay, because name of frame is same. So here I will call self dot destroy frame. Okay, we will call it, and also we will call it when here I will copy this, and I will call it here if we have any exception. Okay, I will paste it here. So now I think everything is fine. Okay, so next we have to print information in our database, sorry, preview widget. Okay, so here I have to call self dot table. This is table object for tree view, and we will delete previous information from our table. Okay, so static and self dot table. Okay, and dot here get children. Okay, we will get all childrens, and now here we will delete it. Okay, and next we have to select information from database. Okay, and then we will print in our preview widget. So here I will use self dot cursor. Okay, dot execute. Now we have to execute it once again. So we have to select. Okay, select all from so employee table. Okay, select all from employee where id employee id. Okay, employee id is equal placeholder. Okay, placeholder, and we will replace this placeholder with user entered id. Okay, because this id was correct. Okay, so here we will select all information, and now we have to insert this information in our tree view widget. So self dot table dot insert. Okay, and we will insert first white space, and then we will get last value from input field, sorry, this tree view, and then if it is empty, then this new row will first. Otherwise, if we find any existing row, then we will print this row after that existing row. Okay, so values, and here I will use a row, no row. Okay, sorry, here I have to fetch. Okay, first I will fetch. Here I have executed query, but still I have to fetch it from a database. Okay, so here I will declare a list. Okay, this is a local list, and then self dot cursor dot fetch one. Okay, it will fetch a single row. Okay, and here we will use data. Okay, data. So because this row that was selected or retrieved from database was assigned to this data, so here we have to use this data. Okay, and then here we should close our connection. Okay, so self dot connection dot close. Okay, dot close, and also we have to use this code or statement in our this code where we have used sign up function. Okay, and when we have inserted all information, then here we will paste it. Okay, here. So now I have to call this function. So here first of all I have to call this sign in frame function. Okay, when our sign in button will be clicked. Okay, where is our sign in button? So here I will use command property, and here I will use self not state self. Okay, dot, and name was frame sign in frame function. Okay, and here I will use comma. Now I have to call this sign in function. This was sign in frame function. Now I have to call sign in function. So sign in function. It will be called here. Okay. So here I will use command property, and then I will use self dot sign in function. Okay. Sign in function, and here I will use comma. Okay, now I will save it, and then I will execute it. Okay, so now I will click sign up in button, and here you can see this is our frame, and here we have to enter the user ID. For example, I will enter incorrect ID. 105 is not registered, so here I will enter a correct password, that is 101 ABC. ABC. Okay, and shop. I think we have not used shop sign or used. I think we have used. I will click sign in. Please enter a valid employee ID because this employee ID is invalid. I will click OK. Now I will change it. I will enter 101, and now I will enter incorrect password. Now this password is incorrect. I will click sign in button. Please enter a valid employee password. Now ID is correct, but password is incorrect or invalid. Okay, I will click OK. Now I will enter 101 ABC. I will click sign in. So this is also incorrect because I think we have used shop sign. Okay, so now I will click sign in. Welcome Mr. or Mrs. David. Okay, so name of first employee or employee with ID 101 is David. Okay, I will click OK. Frame is destroyed, and information of this user or employee is here. Okay, so our shop was replaced with this ampersand. Okay, so this is information of our employee. Now we have successfully signed in. Now I want to sign in our next user or employee. So here I will enter 102, and here I will enter 102 ABC, sorry, BCD. This was password, and I will click sign in. Welcome Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Name of second employee or employee with user ID 102 is Smith. Okay, I will click OK, and this is information of Smith. Okay, so this is all information of Smith, and then this is completed, I think. Now I have to make functional this last one. Okay, so we have to only destroy this frame when this button will be clicked. So here we have to destroy main window. Okay, so here I will define a function in the last. You can define anywhere, and here I will use def keyword and destroy. We have to destroy mainframe. Okay, destroy main. So here I will pass self as a parameter, and here I will use self dot mainframe was self dot sorry self dot root dot destroy. Okay, destroy. So we will call this function self dot here self is double. So I will remove it. Now self dot root dot destroy. So this is destroy main. Okay, we will call this function when our close button will be clicked in our add frame. Where is our add frame? So here we have to call it. Okay, here I will use command property. Okay, and here I will use self dot destroy main. Okay, destroy main, and here I will use comma. Now I will save it and then I will execute it once again. And now we will try to register a new employee. Okay, so here I will click sign up button, and here I will enter user ID 103 and username I will enter John. Okay, John, and here I will enter designation. So this is a programmer. Okay, programmer, and here address I will enter New York. Okay, New York, and password I will enter password 103 and CDE and shop sign. Okay, so this is password. I will click sign up. So employee is registered successfully. I will click OK, and here you can see information of our third employee. Okay, and this is encrypted password. Okay, so now I will click sign in button. Okay, here I will enter ID 101. Here I will enter password of user with ID 101. So password was 101. This is not encrypted password. Okay, here we have to enter original password, and then we will decrypt this password and we will try to compare with this entered password. Okay, 101 ABC and sharp sign, and then click sign in. So welcome Mr. or Mrs. David, and here is David, information of David. Okay, so this is 101, name is David, manager, and its encrypted password is here. Okay, so then we have to close this main window. I will click close button and our main window is destroyed. Okay, so this was all about that how to encrypt and decrypt our password, and I think it will be very easy to understand for you. And if you have liked this video, then please share with your class fellows and friends. And if you have not subscribed our YouTube channel, then please subscribe our YouTube channel right now. Thank you.